There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.
Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to this Valley News Now weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota. We are getting the new year started off very much like 2025 with chances for snow this morning. Of course, we did see some places get a couple of inches of snow. The Larimore area had about 2 to 3 inches of snow there. Grand Forks had about 2 inches of snow. We had a coating in Fargo, and there's still some areas picking up a little bit of light snow this morning. So conditions continue to be a bit on the snowy side as we're kicking off the new year. So let's take a look at what to expect here for today on your New Year's Day. We're going to take our graphic full screen here. Hopefully you guys had a great New Year's Eve and rang in the new year safely and had a great night, and now this morning waking up to a fresh start. So we're looking at some temperatures that are going to be cold. I mean, we started off below zero, so we're at least working our way out of that range, but we are seeing areas where we have some tough travel because of the snow, and then as that eases up, it's just going to be cold today, a high of 9 degrees in Fargo. So I want to take a look at our road pictures here. We've got some DOT cams. Sometimes we have some cameras from the DOT that are a little bit finicky when they play in our shows. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to pop up. There it is. So I have to give it some time sometimes. This is our view in Moorhead along Main and 8th. So I wanted to show you an intersection in town in Fargo-Moorhead. You can see that we do have snow on the roads. So this is going to be a situation where you may run into some slick spots. You don't want to slide through intersections with traffic coming through like that. So just keep that in mind. We have the potential for some more slick spots as the snow is winding down. I don't want any fender benders on this first day of the new year. So again, that's in Moorhead. Another view in Mahnomen, Minnesota, we have, the road surface actually looks a little bit better. This is an area that's had some snow and some fresh snow just this morning and had some snow on the roads. There are some patches where I'm still seeing some snow, but crews are out treating these roadways. And in the Hallstatt area, this is actually east of Hallstatt on Minnesota Highway 200. You could see that there is a kind of a similar view there too. So definitely looking out for some areas where we have snow on the ground here. So we'll continue to look at some of these, and I'm actually going to pull up our website so we can look at road conditions yet again. So here's our website. This is the main page, trending stories. My weather update is here if you want to read it from that vantage point, or you can just head to the weather page, the weather section, and you can read that as well. And let's take a look at the road conditions map here in our website. So you can see areas. This basically follows along the path where the snow has fallen. Anywhere in purple, that means that roads are snow covered or scattered snow drifts on those roadways. And I'm going to turn on our camera layer here from the North Dakota DOT. Just check in on a couple of areas. Emerado, seeing some snow on the ground. Let's check Highway 32. This one is looking a little more snowy in Edinburgh. And back up this is west of Langdon, the Clyde area. You can see a little snow on the road. Let's check out Buxton. And this is the railroad tracks going between those bridges. You can see on the bridges there's still some snow, a little bit of ice. So again, just kind of keeping an eye on some of these locations. I'm going to move over to Minnesota, and you can see that we've got areas of snow as well in Minnesota covering the roads. So either pink, which means snow covered, or ice covered, depending. We'll scroll down here to show you that. Completely covered is pink, partially covered is blue. So again, kind of following that track. These road closure signs, I believe these are for construction. Yes, still ongoing construction. Bridge closed on Highway 75 and parts of the Highway 10 closed in Moorhead. So don't let that confuse you there. Okay, so let's go back to the ND map. We're going to go back to the Valley News Live weather page and take a look at some cameras. There's our Skycam view. The Red River Valley Fairgrounds in West Fargo. is looking very snowy here this morning with traffic moving by in the distance. Dakota Magic, or excuse me, this is I-94 bridge. This is a bridge that's always a bit troublesome. Watching that one too. And then the Dakota Magic Casino Skycam also showing some snow on the ground. But notice the flags. They're barely moving. We've got very little wind, and that's been a huge difference maker as far as blowing snow is concerned and drifting snow. Now, I also wanted to show you what's going on in Bismarck. This is some fog that they're experiencing out that way. That's one camera view. Here is another shot here, very foggy again over toward Bismarck. And if you're traveling in that direction, you may run into some foggy spots as well heading in that direction today. And you can see Grand Forks is just looking overcast here. And in fact, I'm going to pull back up our road conditions and to take a look at cameras in that direction in North Dakota, because that is something that can be a concern with temperatures below freezing. Getting fog, it becomes freezing fog. So let's check out Jamestown. Looks a little foggy, but not terrible. Let's look beyond Jamestown over to, thought I'd clicked on the camera there. This is the Medina area. There we go. Not too bad, but you can see in the distance we've got a little fog. And then farther down the road toward the, gosh, I need to click right on the camera, I guess, to make it show up. Excuse me. Well, image is not available, so that camera's down. We'll go past Steele. And again, looking a bit foggy here. So I'll go up north here to New Rockford, looking okay, but a bit foggy. So these are some areas we need to watch for. If you see fog and temperatures are below freezing, always assume that there's ice on the roads, because it is a possibility. And avoid cruise control when that's happening too. Even if the road looks free and clear, if you're seeing fog, it may not be clear on the road. So again, we are looking at conditions that are not perfect out there. Today was day 5 in a row of snow in the valley, especially in the morning hours. Tomorrow will be potentially day 6, but it won't come when we've gotten used to it. It's not coming in the morning, so we're going to be talking about that coming up here in just a moment. Let's take a look at the overall road map. Again, you can see where the snow has been. There's a line just cutting right across the road map here where we've got pinks and blues. So this is where we've had the snow still and where roads are snow covered this morning. Let's take a look at our radar now. So most of the snow has moved on, but there are these little pockets that continue to pop up in the valley, and one is getting detected pretty well by the Mayville radar site. Let's see here. I'm having some issues with my pointer. There we go. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. I'm working with multiple computers at the same time, including my iPad here, which is what I'm using to get into our weather computer. So sometimes it gets a little clunky here, but we are making do. So you can see Mayville radar site detecting some snow around the Galesburg, Clifford area back over to Hope and Colgate. So again, there are some places experiencing some snow still this morning. This is overall tapering off. I'm going to put this into motion. I was going to put that into motion. Let's go back a couple of frames here. There we go. So yes, we have a couple of areas to the north of us that may dip into the northern valley, bringing a little snow. But you can see the bulk of the snow is moving on now. It's moving toward places like Chicago, Milwaukee. So this is going to have some impacts on air travel in those directions. Minneapolis, it is starting to quiet down on the east side over towards St. Paul, back over to the St. Croix River. There are some areas with some snow. And then all down I-94 in Wisconsin, rather. And there was a big snow on the East Coast earlier this morning. That is winding down, though, over toward Maine, still getting some snow. So that's if you're doing some air travel in that direction. Meanwhile, out to the west, more rain in California and up the West Coast, and some heavy snow expected in the upper elevations out west in the Rockies. Okay, let's move on. We're going to sweep past our radar now that the snow is starting to quiet down. And let's talk about visibility, because this is telling the story here. We've got still some isolated snow showers out there where visibility is reduced somewhat in Minnesota. But this is what we were just looking at, the fog, bringing visibility in Harvey down to a half mile, Carrington's at a mile, Gwinner's at a mile and a half, Jamestown at 4 miles. So there could be a combination of snow and fog going on, but the farther west we are into central North Dakota, the more likely it's fog that's causing some issues with visibility. And wind, here's the great news, it is light, less than 10 miles per hour, so we're not dealing with blowing snow at least. Temperatures are slowly, very slowly climbing. We're at 3 in Fargo, 2 in Grand Forks, still below 0 in Baudette at 2 below. And it's 10 over in Jamestown. So that warmer air moving over the snowpack, creating some fog. And because wind is light, the wind chill isn't a huge factor, though there are some places in the teens below. Okay, so let's take a look at our hour-by-hour planner. Not a lot to show you precip-wise at this point. There may be a few flurries and flakes lingering into the afternoon, but overall it's just more cloud cover. Temperatures trying to climb. We get into, a couple of degrees above 0 in the northeast, to those teens above in the southwest. Fargo, a high of 9, 6 in Grand Forks. And then you see the clouds breaking up a little bit late afternoon, heading into tonight. With that clearing going on, with the light wind, we can expect our temperatures to drop again. We're looking at some numbers getting down below 0 overnight once again tonight. And this is 4:30 tomorrow morning, especially north and east. So another cold morning for Friday. But notice what we don't see. We're not tracking another wave of snow moving in for Friday morning. So that'll be nice for those heading back to work after the holiday. Still some remnant ice and snow out there from recent rounds, but we're not adding to the mix yet. So here's a look at what to expect here beyond the forecast for Friday morning. So again, we're starting off tonight. We're going to zip ahead into Friday evening. You can see a few areas of blue on the map that have popped up. This is about 7 o'clock. Continuing on overnight, there's that round of snow into Saturday morning. And again, more in the northern valley and more to the east, though I can't rule out snow anywhere. So it's back on Saturday morning. That moves on. And as we work our way through the weekend, heading into Saturday night, there is the potential for a little bit more snow. This is Sunday morning at 5 a.m. Now, this particular model runs out, so I'm using a longer range model after this one. It's going to be a little jarring. Just want to give you a heads up. There it is. So this one has a little lower resolution, but I wanted to show you that potential for moisture Sunday night. Could be a little bit of freezing drizzle mixed in with some snow Sunday night. So these quick shots, these quick light rounds continue to be a possibility for us. So let's take a look at our snowfall potential here through today, and this should actually say through the weekend. So this is through Sunday night, and you can see that here on our time bar. So always want to look at that. I just forgot to update this bar here from this morning, but you can see these areas of more filled in, more solid light blue. That's where we're looking at more than an inch of snow possible. So not a lot, but just enough to cause some slick spots, and everywhere has the potential for seeing anywhere from a couple of flakes up to that 1 inch mark through the course of tomorrow night's round and then the weekend as well. So here's a look at our extended planner today. It's the first day of the new year. I wanted to say first alert weather day because we've had so many of them in a row. Looking at morning snow showers ending, then we get that break, and then Friday night and into early Saturday, we're watching out for some snow chances. Sunday night, that chance for a few snow showers, but notice our temperatures starting to come back up, back into the 20s. Our average high for today's date is 19, so we'll be above that. And just kind of holding steady. So no big warm-ups, no big cool-downs, which is nice. It's just kind of holding steady heading into next week, that first full week of January. And we're looking out for the potential for our next system that brings more than just a quick passing shot of snow. And that comes heading into the time frame between the 8th and 9th and 10th, essentially toward the end of next week. I've got one long-range model that continues to show what looks to be a Colorado low type system lifting into the region. May not hit the valley, but lifting into the region. And the latest check on the other long-range model we like to look at doesn't show much. So not a lot of certainty there. That's why we're not first alerting you to that yet. I'm giving you just that first little inkling, we'll say, for that potential for snow heading into the end of next week. But in the meantime, we'll continue to have these shots of snow be possible from time to time as we continue on through the forecast. Again, We'll get a break tomorrow morning, but heading into tomorrow night and heading into Saturday morning, that chance for snow will be back. So I want you to be prepared for that. And warming up again, as you see behind me, where we're in that nice range in the winter time. I know there's a lot of people here who love the winter. Might as well embrace it if you're going to live in the upper Midwest. And you want to get your winter sports and activities in. And we need temperatures to stay below freezing for that to happen. So we get to keep those temperatures below freezing, but it's mild enough where it's more comfortable to be outside enjoying those winter sports and winter activities as well, with temperatures into the 20s next week. So fingers crossed we can keep that going as we head into 2026. So I want to wish you a happy new year. I hope you've had a great start. And if not, there's always tomorrow to get things re-going again. And we've got a nice start tomorrow too, with no snow in the morning hours. We get to start off with some much quieter weather. So happy 2026. This has been your weather update, brought to you by 1-800-WATER Damage of North Dakota.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER Damage of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER Damage of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.